and welcome to the 3D world of the five senses. This is Jacqueline Koo, medical doctor, and I will be your host for this interactive educational reference guide. Our 3D animator, Hank Grebe, provides the mix of clear scientific visualization of complex technical subjects with fantastic 3D renderings. On this interactive DVD, you will see in detail the inner workings of the eye and the sense of sight, the ear and the sense of hearing, the tongue and the sense of taste, the skin and the sense of touch, and the nose and the sense of smell. The senses respond primarily to four physical conditions: light, as with our sense of sight, mechanical pressure, and sensing vibrations, as in touch and hearing, chemicals, as detected by the sense of smell and taste, and temperature. Together, our sense organs gather stimuli from the world around us and funnel all that information to the brain.
The body's largest organ, the skin, serves as a protective coat, guarding internal structures from the outside environment. It is composed of two distinct layers of tissue, the epidermis and the dermis. The epidermis consists of an outer sheet of dead cells called the stratum corneum, and a deeper section of rapidly dividing cells called the basal layer. When dead cells of the stratum corneum are damaged or scraped off during body activity, cells from the basal layer rise to replace them. The epidermis serves as the body's initial barrier to invading foreign substances. Directly below the basal layer is the thicker dermis layer, made of dense connective tissue. Embedded within the dermis are several kinds of important sensory receptors, including thermoreceptors, which detect temperature change, Meissner's corpuscles, which are sensitive to touch, and free nerve endings, which detect pain and tissue damage. The dermis also contains many other structures, including sweat glands, hair follicles, and blood vessels.
The sensory cortex, as represented in red, behind the central groove of the brain, is the primary area for the interpretation of incoming sensory information. The association area coordinates this information. The sense of touch involves the stimulation of receptors in the skin. The most superficial receptors are found in the epidermis. They are the free nerve endings, which respond to touch and pain, Merkel's discs, which respond to continuous touch, and the end bulbs of Krauss, the receptors that probably register cold. Below the epidermis is the dermis. In the dermis are Meissner's corpuscles, which send information to the brain about the texture of the object that is being touched. Nerve endings around the bases of the hair follicles, which are stimulated by movement of the hair. Pacinian corpuscles, which respond to pressure, and Ruffini corpuscles, which respond to changes in temperature.